What's going on, guys? It's Brendan Gorell back at it again with another video, and today we have a mid fade with a comb over on top. Right here I just started by wetting the hair, and I'm going to go ahead and comb it out, get everything laid nice and neat. And yeah, we're going to start by cutting that first guideline. I am just going to collect all the hair in the middle of the head, and we're going to start from the fringe area and move our way backwards. My client's hair is a little bit thicker, so I'm going to work with a little bit of smaller sections here. Yeah, I'm using about half my finger's length there. So I'm cutting, I try to cut to the second knuckle, but you know, sometimes I go past a little bit. Yeah, we're just moving our way to the back of the head, and we're getting towards the crown area. I'll show you what we do here at the crown area. We're looking for those natural guidelines. Whenever you're pulling your sections, always look for those natural guidelines, guys, from your previous cut. You'll see the short bits on the left and the right, and we're just going to cut and even out all those choppy high points. And right there you can see I did a little bit of point cutting. It's just going to allow that back to blend in a little bit easier. It's not such a blunt cut in the back, so it doesn't look so choppy. Right here we're going to start taking off some of the length now, and we're going to just match it up to that guideline we cut in the middle. So the guideline we cut in the clip before is on the right side of my fingers, and the hair that we're cutting is on the left. So we're just matching the left side up with the right side. We're going to follow that all the way to the back of the head, and then we will focus on blending in the side that's going to be laying down over on the right side here. So right here we're going to pull up, we're going to find those natural guidelines, and we're going to snip that, kind of level that out a little bit. This is going to allow the hair on the side, whenever you comb it over, to flow nicely into the sides where we fade it out. Moving to the back of the head, we are going to come back up to the front and connect the top into the side there to our natural guideline. And then we'll focus on blending the fade into the top of the hair here in a minute. And with the side that has the part, I typically don't cut that side just because I like to leave enough weight for the actual comb over itself. So right here you'll see I start to section that out, and I comb that hair down. And we will cut that hair, it's just that I don't cut it as part of the top. So I'll cut that separately. Right here, guys, he does have a natural parting right at the front. You'll see right there, like that hair doesn't want to go up. It actually wants to come down. So we're just going to cut it as is like that. And when we line it up, we'll take care of those longer hairs there. So starting from the back, we're going to go ahead and cut in that parietal area. And what this is going to do is going to create some good shape for us to work with, but also take some of that bulk out for whenever we bring our clippers into play. And all I'm doing is just starting from the back, and I'm following it all the way to the right side. And I'm going about knuckles width. So keeping that hand flat against the head. We're just taking off that excess, and it'll give us a nice square shape. And then going back to the middle, we're going to work the left side of the head here. And the same process, we're just going to work it all the way to the front where the fringe area is. And next we have our 2-guard open. We're just going to come straight off the head and start blending it into that hair that we just cut with our scissors. And with that 2 guard open, it should be blending in pretty good to the sides that we cut. Typically, when I use those shears, it's really a 3 guard, but sometimes I'll get away with the 2 open. Right here, I have a 1.5 open, and we're gonna run it right underneath that 2 open. So I skipped the 2 guard closed, and I'm just using the 1.5 open instead. So we're doing a little bit of guard skipping here. And with that 1.5, remember, you don't want to go all the way up to the hair that we cut with the scissors. We're just running it right underneath that 2 open. Next, we're going to start our bald line. I use my finger as kind of a placement or a marker, and I am just going to go to about half of that C cup, and I'm going to drop it in the back slightly. What I'll do is I'll just follow that line all the way through, and you can see there I'll place my finger again and go to about half of that C cup. That's a real simple way to just set in a natural bald line. And we're going to go ahead and flip the trimmers around and start balding out. Remember guys, whenever you are doing your bald out process or just any clipper work in general, have a nice light touch. It'll really help you when you're fading out. Next, all we're going to do is follow that up with our shavers. We're just going to run it straight up to that line, and we're going to flick out at the top. Sometimes I like to alternate depending on how thick the hair is. I'll use a single head or a double head. Typically in the back I'll use the double, and on the sides, and when I'm coming down on that line with the foils, I will use a single head. And I'll show you what I'm meaning by the coming down on that line, to erase anything that is left over. So notice I'm flicking out at the top there, and yeah, you just want a nice smooth transition, guys. You don't want any harsh lines down here, anything crazy like that. So just make sure you flick up at the top, and then right here you'll see I came down on that line just to kind of smoothen out any of that stubble at the bottom. So now we're moving on to our first guideline, about a finger's width, and I am going to use the no guard open. We're going to come up about a finger's width as our first guideline. Now that we have that set, we are going to follow it up with a clipper closed, and we're going to take about half of that guideline and start to blend out this bottom half of the fade. And remember guys, nice even strokes throughout the process of fading. It'll really help you with any lines or dark spots that you might come across. Moving our lever to the halfway position, we are going to erase that line right underneath the open guideline and the closed clipper. And as I said before, we are doing a little bit of guard skipping here, so we have our 0 guard open. With that 0 guard, we are going to close it up little by little. So we are going to go from the 0 guard open to halfway and then finally closed. Right here, it is at the halfway point, and we're still just attacking that line. Using the corner of your blades is really going to help with those dark spots that you don't want to go in with a full blade. Sometimes when you're working that high up in the top end of the fade, you can create a line very easily. So make sure you guys are just using that light touch. And right here we have the clipper closed with our 0 guard on. And to finalize any of those dark spots beneath that parietal area, we're going to use our 1 open. And remember, that's blending straight into our 1.5. So we're just attacking some of those dark spots with the one open, and we might close it up little by little if we need to. So don't worry about that parietal area just yet. I'll show you what we're going to do there. For now, we are going to pull out our trimmers and just focus on lining our clients up. Right here, I'm taking care of those longer hairs that we had cut in with our scissors. And my client didn't really want to do anything too harsh to his beard. He normally does the top line there himself. So I just cleaned up around the ear, and I do end up blending it in. So we are going to jump in and dry the hair out into the style that we are looking for. And I like to do this process just to get everything laying exactly how I want it before I do any shape work. So that's what we're doing right here. I'm just going to blow dry the hair completely dry, and then we'll focus on that parietal area. Went ahead and blend in the beard really quick before we start working on that parietal area. And nothing too crazy here. I just used the no guard open, then I closed the clipper, used the trimmer right above that, and below the no guard open, I just did one guard open and closed. Right here, you can really just kind of pick out some of those dark spots with your no guard open, since we were working with such a thin band on his sides there. And to smooth out that parietal area, we just used a little bit of shear over comb going straight off the side of the head. You don't want to dig in on that parietal area. You want to keep it nice and square. And that is pretty much the finished product, guys. We went ahead and threw a little bit of shine paste to finish everything off. So if you guys found this video helpful, go ahead and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below what you guys thought of this haircut. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Redwood Barber. I post a lot of my photography based stuff on there. With that being said, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.